Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to take a minute and go over some of the information that we talked about in class today. We were doing a little bit of what is cancer. Since we're taking the time to do the cancer totes, I thought it was important that you also be able to have the conversation with me. It will look a little different than it did in the classroom just because there were a lot of questions and time. But I still wanted to go through that information with you and make you aware of what we're talking about. So the first question that students always ask is, what is cancer? Like, what is it actually? And it turns out that cancer is one of those things that is so simple but causes such a big problem. And a lot of people have been personally affected by cancer. I know myself, my father had colon cancer, and he was diagnosed when he was 50, and he did pass away when he was 54. So I've had a lot of personal experience with cancer. I've done a lot of research in addition to what I've learned in school. So I want to share some of that information with you today. Okay? So our normal cells, let me get it to change slides here. Our normal cells go through what we call a normal cell cycle, where they have periods of growth and division. So, for example, if you break a bone, you need to replace those cells. And so the cells that are broken, or the cells that are remaining where the break occurs, will say, hey guys, we need some more cells. And so the cell goes into the cell cycle, it starts to copy its DNA, its genetic material, and they copy themselves. And they will just keep dividing until the body has enough. And then in which case the body will say, hey, we have enough. And there's a genetic code in the DNA that works like a stop sign. And so it tells the cells, we have enough, please stop dividing. Well, in a cancer cell, that stop sign is broken. And the cell will just keep dividing and dividing and dividing and dividing. I always tell students, it's kind of like when you blow bubbles in milk. Do you know how you get that big ball of cells on top? It's similar to that. If you can imagine each bubble being a cell, now you have this big ball of cells, in this case cancer cells. That big ball of cells we call a tumor, okay? So the tumor starts to hog up all the good stuff. So it hogs up the enzyme, and it takes the sugars and the amino acids and the proteins, and they use them. Well, what that does is it starves your healthy cells. There's not enough of those things to go around, so the healthy cells start to feel sick. And that's when they can't do their job, and that's when you start to not feel so well. And the reason why you don't feel well when you have cancer is that the cancer cells aren't allowing your normal healthy cells to function properly. And it's just because of a broken stop sign. That's all it is. So what I want to do is go through a series of true and false questions to see what you already know and what you don't know, and then I'll talk a little bit about each one, okay? So the first question I would ask is, let me skip ahead, true or false? The risk of dying from cancer in the United States is increasing. So think about that for a second, and think to yourself, is that true or is that false? Well, it turns out that it's false. And in the United States, since 1975, when we started collecting this data, the risk of dying from cancer in the United States has decreased. People still pass away from cancer, but because of advancements in medicine and technology and new ways to treat cancer and new ways to diagnose cancer, those rates have gotten better, and your chance of survival of cancer in this country has increased. Okay? True or false? Cancer can be spread from person to person. Is it contagious? So the answer to that question is that cancer is not contagious. If I have cancer, I cannot give it to you, and if you have cancer, you cannot give it to anyone else. However, cancer is inherited. So although you can't catch it like the flu, if it is in your, what we say, in your family, so if your parents or your grandparents had cancer, there is a chance, not for sure, but there's a chance that that mutation that caused their cancer can also be in your DNA. And so that's why when you go to the doctors, they ask you about your history, and if there's a history of cancer in your family, then that alerts them to know to look for those things. There is some evidence, though, that even though cancer is not contagious, sometimes viruses, which are contagious, can cause cancer. So one that is common is the HPV virus, and that is the human papilloma virus. And it has been shown to increase a person's chances of developing cervical cancer or throat cancer of the mouth in older individuals. So there's a vaccine for HPV, and a lot of times your pediatrician will ask you around your age, around 12, 13, 14, if that's something you're interested in. Okay? All right. True or false? What someone does as a young adult has little effect on their chance of getting cancer later in life. So think about that. The decisions you make today as a teenager, can that affect your chances of getting cancer as an adult or as an older person? The answer to that question is false. It does have an effect, not a little effect. It has a big effect. There are a lot of choices that you make in your life right now that could have major consequences down the road. So, for example, sun, right? We know that too much sun is linked to skin cancer. You should be wearing your sunblock. If you're not, you are going to get a great tan, but you're also increasing your risks of developing skin cancer down the road. Eating a lot of red meat. People love red meat. It's delicious. To some people not, but to some people it's delicious. But too much red meat is not great for colon cancer. It's linked to increasing your chances of colon cancer. Certain types of diet soda has a chemical in it called phenylalanine. Phenylalanine is known to cause cancer, so you have to watch how much of that you take in. You could also worry about smoking and vaping and alcohol and drugs, and the chemicals in those things can eventually alter your DNA and break the stop sign. We know there's a risk in smoking in terms of developing lung cancer down the road. Does it happen to everyone? No, but it can increase those chances of that happening. It's a risk that you may not be willing to take. Okay, and you shouldn't be smoking anyhow. We teach you all the time about making good choices. Okay. True or false? There is currently a cure for cancer, but the medical industry won't tell the public about it because they make too much money treating cancer patients. So what do you think about that one? The answer to that is false. Doctors have family members that get cancer. People who work in a pharmaceutical company, they have family members and friends that get cancer. And, you know, when we develop a new medicine, you hear about it. The people who develop that medicine, they're going to make a lot of money, irregardless, right? And so, although it's crazy to think that we haven't been able to come up with a for sure cure to cancer, I don't think that it's likely that those individuals are hanging on to medicines and not helping others. Okay? All right. True or false? Treating cancer with surgery can cause it to spread throughout the body. The answer to that question is also false. So the specialists who work in cancer surgery, they know how to biopsy a tumor. They know how to take that tumor out so that cancer doesn't spread. Removing a tumor effectively is one of the best methods to get rid of the cancer, to get it out of your body so it doesn't move throughout your body into your bloodstream. So that one is a false. How about cancer can be effectively treated? The answer to that question is true. There are 5 major types of treatment: chemotherapy, radiation, biologic therapies, and therapies that help with the immune system. So You're probably most familiar hearing about chemotherapy, which is just an intravenous medicine. They hook you up to an IV and they give you, essentially it's a poison. And what the chemotherapy does is it kills your cells. And hopefully it kills your cancer cells. The problem with chemo is it also kills your healthy cells. And so a lot of time patients don't feel very well. They feel sick. Their hair often falls out. Their liver has to work extra hard, and it's hard on a lot of their other bodily systems. And that's partly why we are doing the 7th grade comfort chemo totes, is to provide some comfort for those patients who are going through chemotherapy and are often, not feeling well. Okay, you can also have radiation, which is like a laser that they use to burn cancer tumors and to try and burn the cells. They pinpoint that laser in one specific spot. Biological therapies are things that we're trying to get your own body or your medicines that are based off of human cells to try and fight off the cancer cells. There's been some research that you could use certain types of viruses if you engineered the DNA correctly, that those viruses could also go in and attack the cancer cells and get rid of them that way. So they continue to come up with new treatments and new types of treatments and ways to take care of those cancer cells when they're in your body. True or false? Cancer is a group of over 100 diseases. What do you think? So for that one, that is true. You have over 3 trillion cells in your body. They are all different kinds, and any one of them can turn into a cancer cell that divides and divides and divides. The main categories of cancer include carcinoma, sarcoma, leukemia, lymphoma, and melanoma, and central nervous system cancers like brain tumors. Okay? True or false? Cancer cells can be distinguished from normal cells because of their abnormal growth. That is actually true. Normally cells, like I said, grow and divide as they are needed. If that goes wrong, those cells don't die when they should, and they just keep hanging around. And doctors can see that under a microscope and would be able to see what they look like. And they would know that they look like an abnormal cell. Okay. True or false? Cancer can only occur in specific cells in the body. And like we just said, that's false. So you have all different types of cells, and cancer can begin in any of them, unfortunately. And that's why we have so many different types. Okay, guys. So I appreciate that you took the time to watch the video. I want you to know that if you have any questions at all, if you would like to go over any of that information again, or in class or individually, we can set up a time to do that. I would be more than happy to sit and talk to you about any of those topics. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the information. If you do have any questions, just send me an email, and we will try and coordinate a time to answer those questions. Okay? I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure that you are getting any work done that you don't already have done for class so that you're caught up. Use this time wisely. Make sure you've done your Ed Puzzle activity for the Food Web, Bill Nye Food Webs. And also, if you haven't had an opportunity to play some of the Legends of Learning Pathway, that is also very helpful in learning about food webs and becoming a pro at that. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend.